So today we're going to be working on double conversions, which is where we take what we learned yesterday using the reference sheet to make a conversion, and we have to do it twice, which means that we're going to need two ratio tables. So let's look at this first example on our worksheet. Mr. Ellis found a painting of a donkey that has a perimeter of 2.5 meters. What is the perimeter of the painting in millimeters? So we're going from meters to millimeters. So let's go ahead and take a look at our reference chart. And meters are metric, and it's a measurement of length. So I'm going to be in that first box. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. But we don't have meters to millimeters because we need to get all the way to here, the 10 millimeter section. So what that means is we have to convert to centimeters first and then to millimeters. So we're going to go ahead and set up our two ratio tables. I start out by labeling everything first before I even draw the lines for the ratio tables. So I know that I'm starting at meters and I need to change it to centimeters, and then from centimeters I have to change it to millimeters. So those are my labels for my two. So I'm going to set mine up from there. So I've created two ratio tables. First thing I'm going to do is look at my reference chart and see what the meter to centimeter conversion is, and that is 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in 1 meter, 100 centimeters. So now that I have that information, I need to figure out what our goal is or what we're starting with to get somewhere. So we need to get to 2.5 meters. It gives it to us as a fraction, so we are actually going to rewrite that as a decimal. So 2.5 is like the same as me saying $2.50. That would be 2.5. So 2.5 is going to be what I'm going to put here. Now I need to go ahead and figure out how am I going to go from 1 to 2.5. Well, I'm going to multiply by 2.5. Again, this is not the only way to get there. There are multiple ways you could get there to get your answer. But that means I'm going to take that rule and I'm going to multiply 100 by 2.5. Now you could set this up, and I'm going to show you off to the side how you could do this. You could do 100 times 2.5, but don't forget about your decimal rules because that will mess up your answer. So I get 0, 0, 5, drop down, add a 0, 0, 0, 2, add everything together, 0, 0, 5, 2, and then I have to remember that there is a decimal. So that means I need one number. So I need one number here. So my answer is actually 250 for this piece. Let me show you a shortcut when you're multiplying with 100s and 10s. You can take the number that you're working with. So in this case, it was 2.5. We're going to multiply it by 100. That has 2 zeros in it. So I'm going to move my decimal to make it a larger number by 2 values. So 2 place values, 1, 2. That gives me 250 as well. This is a quick trick that keeps you from making mistakes with decimals and with multiplying by big numbers. Now that we have our answer, we're going to drop that down to our goal in centimeters in our new box. So we're going to go ahead and find our centimeter to millimeter rule, and that is 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. So now that I have that ready to go, I'm going to figure out how to go from 1 to 250. So to get there, I'm going to multiply by 250. And I'm going to take that rule and do it on the bottom. 10 times 250, I'm going to use my trick for my zeros. I have 1 0 in 10. My decimal is always behind my number if it's not already seen. And I'm going to make it bigger because we're multiplying by 1 place value. So that means that our answer would be 2,500. So to answer this question in context, this would be 2,500 millimeters. That would be your final answer for this question. This is using the same skill that we were so good at yesterday. It's just a matter of tracking on your reference chart how you move between both. You have to pay attention to having two because we don't have a straight conversion to that. And this is the easiest way that I've found to do that.